Hi, I'm Taylor Rose, and I just wanted to go over like a certain thing about how to learn how to be happy. Okay, so like happiness, peace, and love are the principles of divine essence. Okay, so the divine essence, they're immutable. Okay, they're pretty fixed in their way, meaning like they're not changing. You cannot change love, happiness, and peace. They are the very qualities of life that you cannot change, the very characteristics, or you could say, or the very emotions, and if you find it for yourself internally, then that is awesome because they are never changing, especially if you really learn to know this for yourself, your own inner peace, your own inner happiness, and your own inner love. And there's going to be a lot of outside influences that are going to affect that maybe in some sort of way, only if you allow it to. Okay, so learning how to be happy. To learn to be happy, we have only to face up to all that we believe that takes our happiness from us. And it's an interesting concept because basically, like owning, like facing those things that we feel like take our happiness from us, that's basically like going head first and facing our fears. I mean, that's what I got when I read it, right? And this is from Universal Laws, PDF online. You can Google it. I was just, catching up on the information because for myself, I really needed it to really get to the depth and the core of it to learn it for myself. So that way I didn't let that outside influence or that outside the negativity really affect my life and my inner peace and my inner happiness and the love that I want to feel every single day, right? So to face those fears and to be like, all right, well, it's really putting your expectation onto other things, right? So like maybe a situation you wanted to play out the way and it didn't play out the way that you wanted it to, or maybe there's a relationship that just isn't going the way that you want it to, and it's leading you to disappointment, right? Or just negativity in general on the outside spectrum of the world because there's not a whole lot of love in the world nowadays. And the world needs some healing. Yes, that is very true. Okay, so to face those fears, to face everything that we feel like does not make us happy, well, we need to go within and maybe check our perspective because maybe all of that stuff isn't really making us unhappy. It's ourselves making us unhappy. It's the way that we are choosing to react to the situation. It is the way that we are choosing to respond. It's the way that we are choosing to view it in our own perception, right? So maybe going within to meditate, to really get a different outlook on everything that's going on around us. So to face our fears and to like not have so much expectation, and going through life after experience, like boom, 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 back to back, right? Like it can be pretty overwhelming. It can be very heavy. It can be very, just depressing in a way sometimes, especially when you don't have no support, right? Well, we can be our own support and we can grow and decide ourselves internally to build ourselves up, to really support ourselves to where nothing else can knock us down again, right? So people are going through their own thing. We are caught in other people's crossfire, just like we catch other people in our own crossfire, right? We cannot take anything personally because life is the way that it is. I mean, everyone they have had their own experiences. We have our own experiences. And so like we can't really judge anybody else. We don't know what it is for them, but we can choose to walk away. We can choose to go through a different door. We can choose to view it differently, maybe have compassion, come back at it with compassion, and maybe we can help them grow as well. You know what I'm saying? So there's many different ways that we can go about our daily day. You know what I'm saying? There's many different ways that we can see through our own eyes and how we perceive everything, right? So to learn to be happy, we have only to face up to all that we believe takes our happiness. So it's really up to us. It's like we are our own happiness, right? And that makes me want to go to the next one. To be happy, we do not need anything outside of us, just understanding and a certain attitude of mind, right? So it's just like the way that we choose to view things, our attitude about life, the attitude about things. So if we're stuck in that self-pity and that me, that fucking ego, excuse my language, that ego, of course things are not going to look that bright. Of course things are not going to look that grand. Of course things are not going to look that great, They're going to look pretty down in the dumps and just slumming it, right? And it's just like we are our own vision of our own reality. So the way that we choose to view it is all up to us individually, so we can try to help other people, but we cannot do it for other people. We can do it for ourselves, and that's where it starts first and foremost. And you can really inspire a whole lot of people just doing it yourself and being who you are, or finding your true authentic self. I mean, a lot of people nowadays, like including myself, I mean, it's been a journey. It takes a minute. It takes a long minute years, okay, to learn who you are. And age does not mean anything. Only one person knows it for themselves. So for another person to sit there and think that they know it for someone else is incorrect, and that's not right. But then again, you can treat them with compassion as well, because they probably obviously need some healing as well. You know what I'm saying? So we have everything that we need to be happy already. It's just really that perspective, you know. We don't need anything outside of us. It's our attitude that we look at things, right? So it makes me want to go on to the other one. Non-acceptance is the only cause of suffering. We must stop arguing with reality, you know. So when you're going through life and it's not in the situation or the relationship or just everything that you have in the present moment is just not what you want it to be, you're not accepting of it. Instead of being grateful, you put yourself in this self-pity, this ungrateful attitude, this ungrateful sphere, right? Just this aura, this energy that you have around you. You just put yourself ungrateful, and right there, boom, ungratefulness. Well, here's your blessings, and it's on a different level, right? So you're here ungrateful. How the hell are your blessings supposed to get to you, right? So boom, change your attitude, you know, seriously, stop arguing with reality. It is what it is, you know what I'm saying? And you can always change and open a door, manifest that already, you know. It's so you can get onto that grateful level, and once you're grateful, that's how you become receptive to your blessings. So then boom, boom, blessing to you. You know what I'm saying? So to be grateful is to be receptive. You know, you're not resisting, but you're being receptive, right? And so the next one is, it is essential to stop working on others and to work only and exclusively on ourselves, changing what it is inside us that is annoying, the ego. So that way it stops doing it. So it's that ego, right? We always want to excuse my language. I'm working on it. We always want to control what other people are doing because we're not happy with ourselves, right? And we project it out. Any hate, any negativity, any just, you know, self-loathing that we have for ourselves, you know, our insecurities, we project it out onto other people. Whether if we notice it or not, subconsciously or not, consciously or not. You know what I'm saying? So we need to stop arguing with reality, you know what I mean? We need to stop trying to work on other people, trying to change other people, because we cannot do it for other people. We can only work on ourselves. And the more we try to control other people's like reality and outcomes and all that other kind of stuff, the more the life just becomes more distorted and more chaotic, you know, for everybody around us. And I believe that, you know, not every single person in this world wants that to be that way. Not even the people that are doing those kind of things want a fucking chaotic life. Excuse my language. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like they just don't know how to go about it. And so that's why I'm making these videos. So the other one, if there is suffering, then just one question needs to be asked. What is it that I am not accepting? That is where the answer is to be found. Everyone without exception has what they need to be happy. However, very few people know how to be happy with what they have. So it's like, to be grateful is the best thing for you, you know what I mean? And it might be hard, but my advice would be every single day, if you get a journal, okay, and hell, I gotta do it sometimes too, you know, I mean, I gotta do it a lot, you know, because sometimes it's hard because you got so many, because you might have so many people, like, you feel like you might be up against the world, right? And it really might feel like that, you know, and that's just what it is. I mean, the way that you feel, it's validated. Validate your own feelings. If you feel that way, you feel that way, you know? And if you don't have like sound counsel to talk to or to speak with, then you don't have that sound counsel to speak with and talk to. Okay. But you can talk with yourself. You can talk with your angels. You can pray about it. I'm not religious, but I am spiritual. Okay. Religion to me is separation. And everything is supposed to be in harmony. Everything is supposed to be in one unit. Everything is supposed to get to the unity of all things. Right. And so like, but a lot of people are just fighting against reality because they don't know. They just don't know the truth that they can do, that they really, their happiness is for like really generated within inside themselves. It's self-generated, you know? And so, but to be surrounded by a bunch of negativity, I understand how it can be very hard. So just own everything you do, and like for real. And just know that to be grateful is the best quality that there is. So if you write down every single day, like 10 things that you were grateful for, just every day, you know what I'm saying? Whether it be like, I'm grateful for the air I breathe, or I'm grateful that I laughed today because I heard a funny joke, or I'm grateful that I am who I am and that I'm not nobody else. You know, you can learn how to be your own authentic self, and no one else, you're irreplaceable. No one else can be like you. You know, so that is the little skit today, or the video on learning how to be happy. And I'm getting this from the universal law. So this is universally correct. Okay, and it makes complete sense, but I'll go over the other things. Like there's another one, learning how to be peaceful and learning how to love a neighbor or something like that. So Taylor Rose, and I am out.